got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack. We survived slavery and then they gave us crack. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? 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 I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope so. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven?
First and foremost, I want to thank you for coming on the platform. It's truly an honor. I appreciate you.
Oh man, thank you so much for asking me.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Now you say you in Australia.
I moved here 3 years ago. Yeah, in Australia.
Wow, that's dope. What time is it out there?
It's in the future, so we're 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. Because I travel a lot, so sometimes I'll be getting the different time zones mixed up. But we're gonna get right into it. I mean, for the viewers that may not recognize you or know who you are, let them know what your name is and definitely where you're from.
Yeah, so my name is Steven, but my producer name is Apple Juice Kid, and I'm from North Carolina, from Greensboro, Durham, Chapel Hill area. And yeah.
Wow. That's what's up. So I guess my next question is, how did you get exposed to hip hop? Was it something you seen on TV, or was it something you heard on the radio, or was it already, out in the community at that time?
Yeah, it was when I was growing up, it was just either MTV or BET. So that was the two channels we would flip between. It was literally 50% let's watch MTV, 50% let's watch BET. And of course the radio as well. There was a big radio station, 102 Jams in Greensboro, which just was like the biggest thing when we were growing up as well. So yeah, with hip hop, I mean, I really wasn't fully immersed in hip hop growing up. I was more into that was when like Pearl Jam and Nirvana, like in the 90s. So that was really my scene. But hip hop was definitely a part of my interest, Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, and those are all albums I bought as a kid. My first album was Bon Jovi, I think was the first album I ever bought. But yeah, no, definitely during high school, it was a mixture of everything. And then once I went to University of North Carolina, that's where I met some MCs. I'm a drummer, so that's where everything really took off as far as me creating hip hop. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So I guess I could ask you, when did you begin making music, and did you start off, being a drummer, or?
Yeah, so I started pretty early, like when I was 11 years old. They asked me if I wanted to take Spanish class or band. I was like, yeah, definitely want to take band, not another class. And then they said, what instrument? It was really just my choice. I said, well, like drums. Like, why would you want to play anything else? Like, to me, drums was so obvious as like the coolest instrument there was. So that's when I started. And, I was really, really lucky to have a private teacher growing up. Like when I went into high school, started playing the jazz band, had this amazing private teacher named Pete Crawford, who's taught a bunch of drummers in North Carolina. And yeah, he was just like an old jazz guy that basically said, I don't care what you're listening to, what you like, you're going to learn jazz. And that's going to let you learn everything, which as a kid, you didn't understand. You're like, oh man, this is like the most complicated music ever. But now, of course, looking back, jazz did allow me to learn every genre in the world, really, and be capable of being a great drummer. So yeah, so I started off on drums, and then when I went to university, I started a band called Sankofa, which was a live hip hop band. We saw the Roots play at the Cat's Cradle in Chapel Hill, and that really inspired a lot of us to think, damn, the Roots is so cool. Like they're playing hip hop live, their live show is amazing. Let's do something similar. So that was really, we were just really copying them and became our own little band. You know, it was pretty successful with Sankofa. And then I've been a live drummer professionally, you know, till I was about 30. And then I decided to start making beats. And the reason I did that is because there was beat battles in North Carolina that started to become really big at that time. So I just entered a beat battle, and that's what I started. That's how, you know, Apple Juice Kid, the beat maker producer, basically developed. That once the beat battles came, that's where everything popped off for me. So
Wow. Okay. Okay. Now, if I could ask you a little bit more, like what is a beat battle? Is it like, you know, you see movies like maybe Drumline where you got the two schools going against each other? Is it anything like that, or is it something totally different?
no, it's exactly like, or like 8 Mile, like where you see the MCs go off. So like you normally there's like 16 contestants, and one person will play their beat for a minute, then the other person will play their beat for a minute in front of, you know, on stage in front of the audience will cheer whoever thinks they have the hottest beat. Whoever has the hottest beat goes to the next round. Then there's only 8 left, then 4, then the final 2. And really you're just pressing play on your beat. And then I went the extra mile of like dancing, going crazy to my beat. So people would just sit there, nod their head. I would like, you know, do the drum parts and go bananas to my beats. So I ended up winning like 8 beat battles. I won a bunch in North Carolina, then I went up to New York and won some up there. And that's how I got in the music industry. So
Wow. Wow. I would love to see something like that live.